Welcome to another episode of the Adrienne Ross Show, where sports and culture connect. Well, if you didn't know by now, I'm here to tell you the legendary Candace Parker, who won some championships in the WNBA, is now also a podcaster. She's been into broadcasting, so none of this is new. But her podcast is with Aliyah Boston of the Indiana Fever, of course, and it's called Post Moves. Now, yesterday, on Wednesday, I covered what Candace Parker said about the 2025 WNBA All-Star Game. She called it for what it was. She said how bad it was. She said how it should have been better, especially since they're trying to negotiate salaries going forward. Check out the video if you have not done so. I did say that I was going to come back and talk more about what Candace Parker said, and I am. What she said about Angel Reese. Now, recently, she was asked to rank some WNBA players. In that list was Angel Reese. And apparently, people did not like that she was honest and that she put Angel where she thought Angel should be. Did she back up when she was asked about it on the podcast Post Moves? Absolutely not. She has said it before. She has doubled down. This might have been a triple down. It might be a quadruple down, but she is standing her ground. And I'm just going to ask you this question before we get into that clip. How many of you played pickup basketball growing up, whether you were a teenager, whether you were a young adult? How many of you have played or do play pickup basketball? Now, if you play it as people have played it traditionally, you get two captains and they start picking their team. They do it in elementary school, even when you pick your kickball team members. So pickup basketball, you alternate, you're picking your team, you're picking your team, you're picking your team. Now, people pick the team based on the person they feel is going to help win the game. I mean, that's the way it works. And you're going to base that on how much you value that particular player. Somebody's got to be last. Somebody's got to be first. Somebody's going to be in the middle. And even kids understand how this works. You're judging that person. And when you pick that person, or if you pick that person, based on what you have seen from that person in comparison to the other people who are standing there also waiting to be picked. How is it that we understand that as children, but people are crashing out? Adults are crashing out because Candace Parker, asked to rank some players, made a decision based on what she knows and what she has seen with her own eyes. And it is indicative of where we are as a culture, that even when we're talking about sports, you can't just give your honest perspective because it's all this and this and this and all the stuff that people want you to take up and carry on your back, when you're really just ranking basketball players based on what you see. Let's go over to an account called Krista on X and hear what Candace has to say.
We're going to be taking some heat, talking about some heat on this podcast. And I feel like we should start with you. You recently went viral for your comments on Angel, people calling you a hater because you put her in your tier C rankings. What's your response to that?
Okay, for those of you that don't know, I did a tier ranking, and I'm going to list the players. Asia Wilson, Nafisa Collier, Brianna Stewart, Caitlin Clark, Kelsey Plum, Sabrina Ionescu, Arika Gumbawale, Paige Beckers, Cam Brink, and Angel Reese. I was asked to tier rank them from S all the way down to D, I believe, or E. I think it was actually E.
Now, I don't know what all the letters stand for, but I did read that S stands for superior.
And with that being said, I ranked some players in Asia Wilson, Nafisa Collier, and Brianna Stewart as S. The rest kind of fell between A and C. For all of those that are commenting comments under random Instagram posts about me, I didn't even realize that I went viral for this until I realized when I was kind of getting alerts on my Instagram of people being like, you're a hater, da da da, all this and all that. To all of those, first of all, some are misinformed and uninformed. And I feel like in this day and age, we are very, right now, a majority of people probably have not even seen the entire interview because we have attention spans like goldfish. And so they probably couldn't sit through the entire interview. But I say all that to say that we have to come to a place in women's basketball where we can critique without being a hater. And I challenge all of you all to understand that I in no way, shape, or form am a hater. I am going to bring facts to the table. And with that being said, the facts that I want to bring to this table, and I challenge anybody to tell me, what player are you taking Angel Reese over of those that I just listed?
Guess we'll wait for their response.
Oh, we're not going to. Okay.
Because
yeah.
I'm sorry.
But what I'm saying is, in what player, and this is no disrespect, these are the greatest players in the game right now. They asked me to rank the tier right now. And I sit in a studio at Turner with Shaq.
So let me stop right here because she asked a valid question. She's taking a lot of heat. She's got people coming after her on social media in random posts, calling her a hater, all the things that people are saying out there. And all she does is say, let me ask you a question and you answer honestly. I got a list. Which of these players are you taking Angel over? In other words, who are you sitting out and taking Angel before you take them? And she listed them, and here it is again: Asia Wilson, Brianna Stewart, Nafisa Collier, Caitlin Clark, Kelsey Plum, Sabrina Ionescu, Arike Agumbawale, Paige Beckers, Cam Brink, and then there's Angel Reese. Who are you taking Angel before? The answer she's saying is nobody. So why are you coming down on me? She's saying, because I ranked them higher than Angel Reese. And why would you be getting mad at her if she didn't think that Angel Reese was better than the other players? I mean, go back to pickup basketball. You're going to go by what you know, go by what you see, and you make a decision. But with the culture of basketball these days, oh my goodness, no, you are not entitled to, honestly, what's honest and what's obvious.
And Chuck, and some of which I think at times they do individually and personally attack people's character. And I think I pride myself on trying to be an analyst that does not do that. I do not attack character. I literally am just, from my point of view, from my opinion, this was the ranking. And so I ask again, are you taking Angel above Paige? Are you taking Angel above Arike? Are you taking Angel above Sabrina or Kelsey or Caitlin or Asia or Nafisa or Brianna? No, that does not make her a bad player. That does not make me a hater. Do I think she could be up there? Yes. Do I think she can be at S eventually in her career and her evolution and what she's added to her game from her rookie season to now? Absolutely. Is she there now? No. And this is in no way, shape, or form hating. So with that being said, I think in women's basketball, regardless of which way you go, if you say anything about Caitlin or you say anything about Angel Reese, you're going to get whatever side coming at you in comments and whatever. And most are misinformed. And so with that being said, I think we have to be better. And everybody has said this. We have to be better in being able to criticize and critique play and not be like, oh, she's attacking and she's a hater. No, that's not the case. So anyway,
she is so telling the truth. And this isn't the first time Candace Parker has said this. She's been saying this. I think it was like over a year ago. I heard her say this before. I want to be able to critique. Just because you're a woman who's an athlete doesn't mean that people have to tippy toe around you and not speak the truth concerning your talent, concerning your game, concerning where you are right now. This is what I like about Candace Parker. There is a faction surrounding the WNBA in the media. Your Chiney Agumake and Carolyn Peck and Andrea Carter and who else? Elle Duncan and Monica McNutt, etc. That there's a certain amount of parroting going on. There's a certain amount of echo chamber. There's a certain amount of let's all get on the same page and push this. And we saw it with Angel in her rookie season. What you see from Candace Parker is not someone who is hating. You see someone who wants to have integrity and wants to be honest and real and understand that women can handle it. Don't act like everything is peachy keen and that Angel and Asia are on the same level, or like we saw last season, that Caitlyn and Angel are on the same level when they're not. But it's not hate when you just call what it is. You're not saying she can't be. You're not saying she's a scrub. You're just saying she's not there. So why does she have to be like pushed into a corner to try to make her say something that every honest person knows just isn't the truth? So kudos to Candace Parker for saying, I'm not going to be the echo chamber. There's a whole lot of that going on. And it's not just ESPN or it's every area of life. It's in YouTubing. It's there. That you say, I'll say it. I said this yesterday, but I hear you saying this today, and I don't want that heat. I don't want that fire. Let me change my position. And Candace is like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, order in the court.
One more question for you, though. Do you think that there's a lot more pressure because you say that we need to get to a point where we can critique without being a hater? Like, you think that just adds a whole lot of pressure on people that cover women's sports?
The evolution of women's sports and broadcasting has been difficult to balance because over time, you've had to protect and uplift this sport so much because so much of society has hated on it so much. And because of that, I think there has become this culture of not being able to say anything. Like when you're watching games and you're listening, and as a viewer, you see somebody make a not so smart play or a bonehead mistake or something like that. It's okay to acknowledge it. We don't have to say everything is awesome and everything is great.
Mm-hmm.
So fascinating to me what she's saying, because you do hear that sometimes. You hear that from the commentators sometimes. Some of them want to act like everything is all peachy keen. No, it's not. You just blew a wide open layup. But her talking about why it's being done when there's a product that's constantly been diminished, then you have that issue of, do I participate in what other people will consider diminishing it because I want to make sure I uplift it? So how do I do that? And it's causing us to not want critique at all. And that's not cool either.
And so now when people are trying to really commentate the game from that level, then they're haters. And so I just think that society in general has an issue with everything and anything women do and what we wear and how we carry ourselves and what we say and all this and all that. Everybody has an opinion on everything women do. Can we just focus on basketball?
Well, I got to disagree with her a little bit. I don't know that society just has an issue with what women do, although there's some validity to women perhaps being under tighter scrutiny, perhaps. But I think overall society just has an issue with what people do. And we can credit some of that to social media. But to her question about, can we keep it about basketball where women are concerned because people have something to say about what women do and what they wear and all that. So we got to decide, can we have it both ways? Because if you want to keep it about basketball, then why does the WNBA place so much emphasis on, okay, what are your fits? And let's do the tunnel walk and that whole thing. You are saying that we're making it about other things other than basketball, but the league is contributing to that. And then you got the social media aspect. And then there are certain players who do make it all about them, half dressed, all this other stuff. So the answer to that question might be no, because apparently that's not what people want. But there's scrutiny for both men and women. But women, I think, lend themselves to it more because they put themselves out there more in a way to be scrutinized, particularly when you start talking about clothing and all that stuff. That's just my 2 cents.
That's all I'm saying. And with that being said, I'm a big believer in if you're going to come to the table with a problem, you better come with a solution. And I have a solution. I have facts. I come to the table with facts. Now, whether you agree with those facts or whether you agree with my opinions, cool, but don't personally attack and call me something because I have an opinion. And so that has been something that has been on my mind, and order in the court needs to be established because all these people that are commenting under my daughter's page about something I said is wild.
They can't help themselves. They go find your granny if they can.
But I mean, a lot of them, it's like they haven't even watched the interview. Like we speak so much now on stuff that we're so misinformed on because we're uninformed because we just don't watch it. We just
it's just
read,
a bunch of clips.
Yeah, we read little clips.
10 seconds. Yeah.
And that's it. So anyway, what would I say to the people that are being negative out there? The same thing I said in the video if you watched it. Kick rocks. Moving on. Let's go. Let's go. With no socks on. With no socks or shoes or anything on. And you gonna get ashy kicking rocks. Everybody gonna make fun of you because you ashy and you need lotion.
Well, there we go. Order in the court. Order in the court.
I have no idea what that drop down thing was. I don't know. Was it on their podcast or was it my computer speaking to me? I don't know. But anyway, order in the court, as they said. She just really said some things there. And I think we have to do better. When people are attacking anyone, much less a person who understands the game, who's played the game, who's won championships in college and professional, who has accolades, you're attacking the person for their critique of who is great in the game because you're a fan of Angel Reese and you're going to get upset about it. You really got to check yourself. Lisa Leslie got attacked on social media when she had spoken well of Caitlin Clark. I remember that. People in the comments saying all kinds of stuff coming after you. And I can relate as well, because here on the Adrienne Ross Show, I've had people come at me because I'm supposed to just love this person. I have to say they're a great basketball player. I don't think Candace Parker is off at all. Angel Reese has done some good things this season. Started off really tough, but she's growing into her role. The team obviously is not excelling, but she's done some good things. She's a tremendous rebounder. I've said that time and time again. I've said I've coached the game. There's never been a coach on the face of the earth who hasn't yelled and screamed and said, box out, rebound, go after it, get that grit. Rebounding takes a nose for the ball and it takes a want for the ball. And I've always said Angel Reese has it, but I don't see her as some superstar that you're going to put in the same category as an Asia Wilson and Nafisa Collier, or different position, but even a Caitlin Clark. And I feel like her progress was hindered last year because Teresa Weatherspoon was more interested in a double-double record, I felt, than developing Angel Reese. People see that as hate. People see that as you're jealous. Some people are like, you just mad because her mother got you out of the WNBA. And I'm like, I've never been in the WNBA. I think you have me mixed up with the other Adrienne Ross, whose first name is not even spelled the way my name is spelled. But anyway, I don't know what the deal is with the other Adrienne Ross and Angel Reese's mama, but I've had people say that. But she's right. You have to be able to critique without people coming after you, threatening you, going on her daughter's pages on social media and trying to push something. Like she said, agree or disagree, but I was asked the question, and I'm not going to water it down because we live in a time where people can't handle other people being critiqued. People can't handle how sports work. Same thing like with Kalia Copper. She didn't like Duana Bonner being booed. That too goes along with the game. It doesn't make the fans evil people. They're sports fans. You left the team, they're going to boo. And whatever the situation is, that's what happens. So the idea that Candace Parker is just jealous of Angel or hating on Angel because we're supposed to pretend that Angel Reese is way, way, way up here when she's not. She's developing, and like she said, she can be, but is she there now? No, she's not there now. It's like I've said all along. I've heard people say Angel Reese is done. If she could figure this or that out, she would have done it by now. And I've said repeatedly, no, I don't believe that. She's young and she can put the work in and she can get there. Just like other players have things that they can do better at. But you give her a list, she's going to rank the list like that pickup game. And she is where she is. And coming after Candace Parker and trying to take her arm and twist it and make her say something that just isn't reality, or if you want to pretend that it's not reality, it's just something that she is not of the opinion of, then what are we doing here? What are we doing? Hate is not the same thing as critique. And every basketball player, every athlete, every person in whatever job should want to be better and not pretend something that is not is, or that is not. Now, there's some comments out there that something Angel Reese reportedly posted about clout chasing and a drug or whatever. I'm not going to get into all that, but some people felt like that was related to or directed toward Candace Parker. I hope that's not the case. I hope she is not joining in on this whole mindset that Candace Parker is hating her because she ranked her. It is what it is. But again, Candace Parker is refreshing because it looks like she's just going to speak the truth, and we're going to get that from her. And she's not falling in line. She's not going to be in the echo chamber. She's not going to just parrot people. I hope she can maintain that, because the pressure out there, I'm sure, is real. It's real. People want you to line up, fall in line, and follow the script. It doesn't look like she's going to do it. Like she said, kick rocks, because I'm not going to lie so that you feel better about yourself. Not happening. Good for you, Candace. I will catch you next time, God willing. God bless you abundantly.